Today's sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Nick Chubb. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Steelers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
And he's got room. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A give. This is Chubb. Shedding through the defense. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. I think you'd have to say Nick Chubb, pound for pound, one of the most powerful runners in the NFL. He proved it there. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Steelers, nothing. Chris Nagar set to kick off.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
A first carry for Najee Harris. He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 46.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll run with Harris. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Airing this one out for Evans. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. You know, Charles, you look at this defense, definitely going to be put to the test here against a team that's won 3 straight. What do they need to do to come out on top?
Well, I think that at a minimum, they've got to eliminate mistakes, and I know that sounds a little trite, but when you break it down, that means eliminating penalties, not allowing big plays. That has to be where you start. Remember, their head coach in the lead up to this game, he said their opponents have been, quote, unbeatable the last few weeks. So the only way you can beat an unbeatable team is to make sure that you play a clean game yourself. Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. Looking to throw. Dugan. He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Steelers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Romeo Okwara in on the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That swung out wide to Harris. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run with Harris. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He'll buy some time right. This is caught by Evans. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 15-yard line. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Ronnie Harrison that time able to make the tackle.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dugan dancing to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure. Back to throw. Dugan.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Casey Hayward makes the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Chubb will get the call running left. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Mayfield looks to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Dugan. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And they'll use him out at the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that challenge, a successful one. Chubb on the counter and shedding through the tackle. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 88 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Mayfield. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
That was a really nice job there, stretching zone coverage by running that route deep enough before breaking it back towards the sideline and being open.
And a precise throw for the reception in the first. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
At the Steelers' 17-yard line.
return to the ground game, Chubb. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll run with Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Throwing on first down. Dugan. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 30. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
Very short kick taken right at the 20. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. "15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Still 9 remaining on second down. To throw, Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Airing this one out for Evans. Touchdown! It's complete. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I'm telling you, nothing will let up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 2nd and 4. Handoff comes to Chubb. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
But that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through. And does a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. It's caught by Hooper. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Tyreek Hill. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Back to throw. Dugan. He gets it complete to Harris. They can't tackle it. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
An option handoff given to Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. Boswell for the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game.
Makes the score Steelers.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They run it again with Chubb. And fights through one man. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Well, you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Mayfield now from the 50. Flush to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Steelers are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Dugan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 75 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run. Here's Harris. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. From the gun, Dugan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
2nd down and 7. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming. But Kevin Stefanski going to take a chance, going for it on 4th. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. He is going to find Hill here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. They get this to Beckham on the perimeter. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. That's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
Who was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way.
Oh, no, he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
On third down, Dugan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's Baker. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Second and 6.
Now Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. The guard out for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through. And we are tied here in the 4th. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At the run, 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. To throw on second down. Dugan. Pass complete to Harris. And he'll get him a first down up past the 40 as the clock ticks on. On 1st and 10. Dugan. That'll be caught by Cup. And he will get to the sideline here, but that a minimal gain at best. 3 yards, possibly 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Operating from the gun, Dugan. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlines, but incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You have to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This from Tom Dempsey range here. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And the Steelers have won the game.